We are live. Hello, we are ready. This is the press conference reaction. This is your reaction to the press conference. Yeah. Yeah, press conference reaction. Here we are. Let's go. It's about to start soon, and then we can react to it and see if anything new happens or what happens. I want to see if everything's all right with the. Okay, we're good here. Got the chat up. Let me just check the thing. Give me a minute. You're probably gonna hear me just for a minute. No, you're not, because I muted it. Okay. We're here for the press conference. Let me just sort things out. Give me a minute. You guys, I might go disappear for a second. I might be frozen. I think I'm frozen for a minute. Oh my god. Sorry about that, boys, but let's just get back here. We'll do that. And we'll do that. So we are here. We are live, ready to react to the press conference. Let me know if that's better. I froze for a bit, and now we're back. I think we're good right now. I just want to check it for a second, because I've been trying to fix things and see how they are. But yeah, the press conference should start in about probably 3 minutes, and we'll find out if Joseph's injured because of him when he was hobbling at the end of the last game, and he might be out. Not quite sure though. He could be injured. Could have a little injury, but yeah, hopefully not. And then probably that's about it, really, with the team news. Probably the only. Oh, it's here. And I can't hear any audio of it. What the hell's going on? Oh my god, I got an ad. I got it. I got 2 ads. Give me a minute. Let me try and. I only got 1 ad now. Let's go. 6-second ad. Yes, yes. Oh, there's just no audio. The sound is not there for the press conference. Great. So we can't even hear what Fark's saying at the moment, by the way. Hopefully that gets sorted in a second. Hopefully the audio does get sorted for that in a second. I want to actually just check if my audio is working. Are we working? Oh, there's just no audio. Yeah, we're working. We are working. We are here. There's no audio on the press conference at the moment. The whole chat's like, can anyone lip read? Can people lip read? Can people? Because at the moment we cannot hear anything Fark's saying, so that's great. So annoying. Come on, fix the audio. Come on, make the audio work. So basically, we have no sound, so we're gonna have to probably wait until the end of the press conference to actually hear stuff, because we legit can't hear anything. Which is so annoying. Like, is the audio working on like Twitter? Let's see if the audio is different. Maybe it's just YouTube. I'm not. Maybe it might be just YouTube. No, it's not just YouTube. Okay. Just thought I'd make sure and see if it wasn't just like could have been just YouTube. But yeah, we got no audio. Great. So we can't even hear what he's saying. Which is so like how can they how can you not get audio working, you know, in a press conference? How the last week it was they delayed it, and now this week it's, oh, guess what? So like How can they? How?
Yeah, he was cast away a bit. He had to go forward.
Oh, it's here.
Came back. He could have sold, but he's now at the top of his game.
Yes, all credit goes to him. His hard work, his dedication. So
and the audio is terrible.
You always get what you're willing to invest, at least perhaps not always on the short term, but definitely on the mid and the long term. And you're right.
This is worse.
And Daniel.
This audio is worse.
Player, special with the skills.
Is the audio different on Twitter?
What is has at least the same importance as his personality, and also is really great to improve individually. So he's
it's better on Twitter, yes.
On his way more like up the hill and not down the hill, and just like no, I just want to have a relaxed life. He's consistently working in order to improve. You could see this also in his goal tally or end product tally, for example. I think he has improved a lot, also especially in the last couple of years.
I think
this is totally due to his workload and his
maybe
work
DJ.
ethic. And yes, he has to keep going, because he has proven right now that he's one of the best players on this level, and he has to prove right now that he's also capable to bring us to success anyhow. So individually to us, but to have a promotion under your belt, this is always something that you want to have.
I think he's talking about Piro. It's not Piro or James. I think it's Piro.
He has a chance during this season to make this happen, and hopefully he can also help to fulfill.
We can debate the merits of this weekend. You've got Burnley and Sheffield United playing first, and you will go second, if you like, on Sunday. But it does give you extra time to make sure that everybody's all right. Have you got some good news regards the team and the fitness this week? I mean, we know that there's been some long-standing injuries.
Yes, good news. More or less that everyone who was available for the last game is also available for this upcoming games. At least,
so Joseph Son,
as it stands. So
Joseph Son,
definitely good news. So all were able to recover from few little hits and knocks out of the
That's
last
good.
game.
Good Joseph Son.
Yes, some good news with Patrick Bamford. He was part integrated into team training during this week.
Okay, that's good.
This obviously will last a little bit. He was out for I think 9 or 9.5 weeks till he's really back.
Bamford's back in team training
and, really
a little bit, which is good
for the match day squad. But he was able to handle the load. At least we part integrated so far. So for that, good news. Good news with him. He's making progress, and also the rehab of Islam Badou and Max Wöber are working well. We are still hopeful that we have them more or less like on the other side of the international break. They won't feature for us before the international break, but there's a chance that at some point then after the international break they will join us, and we have them available then at least for a number of games for the run in. That's at least we are still hopeful. Also,
so they'll be back. They'll be back. He's hoping that they'll be both available after the international break.
With Ethan, like I said, there is still an opportunity that he needs a surgery. So, but at the moment it looks good, and at the moment it looks like he could be also a topic for the run in.
And is that the same for Ethan at the moment? Because I know you're
waiting
on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For Ethan.
Okay.
So for Ethan.
So all three.
Max,
that's good.
It's pretty.
That's good. It's always good to have options. You know, all three of them being able to come back.
Again,
for the running.
Still the danger of a surgery, but at the
That's
moment
a good
it looks
thing.
good. The rehab, he's making good progress, and if it works for the on like this, then there is a chance that we have him available also for the run-in.
Daniel, what's the trick with Portsmouth this weekend? Because they're blighted in defence. They've lost a lot of players through injury, but they do have threats, particularly Murphy and Ritchie. And they're in that position where another couple of wins might really help keep them in the Championship. So what's the trick this weekend for you to dealing with them?
Yes, well done. First of all, to them, they dealt also with some setbacks in terms of some injuries, also of important players, really well. For a newly promoted side to be right now, I think 8
Portsmouth
points clear of the relegation.
I'm a bit worried about this game.
A good position
Not gonna lie.
in. Especially their home form is impressive. They've won the
I have
last 2
little
home
worries
games.
about this game going into
Yes,
it.
and also against the tops in this league, they have delivered some really good performances. Remember our first game against them, I think also away at Bramall Lane, they showed a really, really good performance that they drew against Burnley, so impressive also. I think,
It's not going to be an easy game. I think it's going to be a tough game.
So we know it's a dangerous side and a really good side, especially in home games. And expect also resilience from them, and that they will try to use also their excited home crowd and their stadium. And
I'm just trying to check
in
something.
order to win further on points. They probably know that they need to win perhaps 2 more games in order to be allowed to stay in this league. And of course, they want to do this as quick as possible, as of course in their home games. And yes, when you play the league against the league leaders and against Leeds United, then everyone is even a bit more up to it. So I expect really a tough game for us and a very physical game. It's a pretty aggressive side and also many experienced players. They know exactly what you need to do in order to survive. Also, like in a relegation battle, so they have players who have the knowledge about this. So for that, I expect a pretty pragmatical Portsmouth side who is also like knows exactly what they have to do. And for that, yes, we need to be ready also for battles at times because we need to have some answers to their physicality and also their directness and their transition moments and quality and experience of their offensive players, the likes of Murphy, of Bishop, Richie plays in a more advanced role. So they have really, really quality also like players who can deliver goals and assists. Yes, and on the other hand, then also in the periods when we have the ball and dominate the ball, to find some good solutions against a pretty compact side who is well structured. So in many areas we have to be really at players who can deliver. We know we can do this, but we have to prove it again in a really, really difficult away game.
Yeah.
Hey Daniel, did the players get any time off this week, or has it just been work as usual?
Yeah, so Monday and Tuesday were relaxed, so it's also important to calm the load a bit down after after a busy period with many games and also many emotional games, not just from the physical side, but also from the mental side. In the last games, they had to rest a lot, this late turnarounds of the games, and to play against Sunderland, against Sheffield, West Brom, good side. So it was important also like to
very big games
recharge a bit and clear the head. But then obviously we start our normal setup and normal process to prepare for the game. And especially last 3 days were then also like lots of physical load and lots of preparation and also exercise to prepare them for the upcoming challenges. And I hope we found a good mix.
Is it easier to give players time off when you're at this point?
Create more a sense on when you need also to let them also have a day off or let them recharge a bit more instead of always like pushing and then you're perhaps even over motivated or like a candle you've burned from both sides and you don't have the energy again. So I was during this stage I'm not fearing that much that they don't know exactly where we are on the table and that they use also like a day off in a mindful and senseful way. So that they don't do any stupid things and whatever, travel for 24 hours somewhere else in different climate zone or whatever. So especially once you edge closer to the crunch time period of the season, then you know, okay, the players know exactly what they have to do in order to be successful. And if it would be the other way around, if I couldn't trust my players also to handle the day off in a sensible way, then we're lost anyway. So then we have no chance anyway. So it's
true.
They are also mature and adults, and they don't need me to look after them like in a nursery. So of course you speak about what is necessary, and they have leadership for me more or less in so many days during the season. It's also sometimes important also like to allow them to be themselves, and they are all mature and they are all have their families. Many of them even have children. They are responsible for their kids, so you can also trust them what to do on a day off. Yes.
Hi Daniel. Matteo, obviously, when he came on against West Brom, he had a really good stint before he had his knock. Very direct running. Is that more of what he has to try and do in order to try and challenge for a starting spot? Is that what you're looking for?
In general, the attitude to come on and to use each and every second once you're on the pitch to impress. This is what I want to see. And also once an offensive player comes on, that he's not like speculating and cheating a bit in the work against the ball and just waiting. Okay, I wait for my big moment to score a goal and to assist. Not just for Matteo, but for all the offensive players especially. Because quite often when you come in on a substitute, you have a bit the tendency, want to make an impact with the spotlight moment. But it will never come if you just wait for it and just lurking and cheat a bit in in the work that is necessary for the team. And this is what I liked about Matteo's last performances, that he puts in all the energy and invests a lot in order to carry the ball forward, and invests a lot in putting intensity against the ball also into the game. He was excellent in his pressing and his workload to hold the ball up, and then automatically it's more like goals and assists are coming your way. This is also the way he was able to score goals and to assist in the beginning of the season. Yet then a period when it dipped a little bit, and we spoke about this, and especially in the last
I mean, he only
week when
scored,
came
what,
on,
2 this
he had
season?
a real impact by exactly returning back to best behavior, and his best behavior is always when he puts intensity in this, and then it's always the same. So when you don't think too much about the goals, when you think more about like working for the team, then goals will come automatically and assists will come automatically. If you think just about yourself, it never comes along. Then, but especially in the last weeks, I was pleased once I brought him in, because he always had a really important impact for us with his workload, and he created space for his teammates. When I think about, for example, our goal of Joel Pirot away at Bramall Lane, it was the run of Matteo who created the space, and then Joel had the reward with a great strike from the box line. So I was quite pleased, with his last performances. Yes.
Thank you. And just generally on the substitutes, how difficult is it to keep those on the bench happy when perhaps they're not starting as often as they would like? What's the message to them?
Well, I can't keep them happy, because each and every player is just happy when he plays each and every second. I know that they're unhappy when they're not playing, when they're not in the starting lineup, or when they are substituted, or they come in just for a few minutes, or not at all. Of course, I can't keep them happy, but I've mentioned several times before, I'm not here to win the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm here to win football games, and this is how professional football works. Deep inside, I'm also a human being, and deep inside, I love my players, and I'm not a robot, and they are no robots. And when a player is delivering really, really well in training, then sometimes, to not bring him on the pitch. We had this, with Willie a few weeks ago, or like in the last games was, I think, Largy, for example, who didn't come on, or Isaac, who had really good cup games, for example, and he didn't come on as a substitute, as a fullback, for example. It also hurts, because I know how desperate the players are to help to support the teams. But what I love about my group at the moment, so even players who are on the bench or not on the pitch at all, you got the feeling once we score a goal or we are there with a decisive tackle, they celebrate sometimes even more than the players on the pitch. You could feel that they are. And I've worked also in groups, with groups, and also during my time as a player, when you got the feeling, okay, the players on the bench, they are more or less sometimes happy when there is a poor performance or we are not winning, because this increases your chances then to be involved. With this team, I got the feeling, no, they are not thinking about just themselves. Of course, they want to play, but they are more thinking about the group, and this is what I also like. About a player like Willie, when he was not coming in, then he was celebrating with the team, and then he came in.
Yeah, Chris, I'll be live for the game. I think it'll be tough as well.
Really
I think they're a good team.
This is just the only
I think
thing.
Portsmouth are a really good team.
More like, come on,
No,
make
of
sure
course.
then in the next
I mean, they've done well
training
against the top
week,
teams this
next training
season
days,
as well.
you
That's the
respond
worries.
even more, you work even harder, that everyone realizes, no, you're ready to be prepared, and then there comes the moment, and then you use the chance to make an impact. But I totally have the same feeling with my players. So the spirit, the vibe within this group is really second to none, I have to say. And this is what I really appreciate. And again, I'm also still a human being. It hurts when I can't fulfill all the expectations. But it comes up with the territory where we are professional football. It comes up with my role that sometimes also have to disappoint a player, not just because I want to disappoint them. It's more like because my main task is to win points, and for that, sometimes I have to take also tough decisions.
Yeah.
And Daniel, from a manager's perspective, how important is the experience you've had before in this situation? And are there any really big lessons that jump out at you from past experiences that you've really learned from?
I think experience is very important, and it's just beneficial, both experiences. So thank God I was already during my time as a manager, I think 7 or 8 times I was allowed to win to fight for winning a title and winning promotion, and I think 5 times during my career I've done this already. But there were also 2 times when I ended as a runner-up in Germany. Yeah, here it would be enough for automatic promotion. So in the German lower league, 4th tier or whatever. So it was not enough to be promoted. Sometimes even out of this experiences, you learn also a little bit. So first title race, ended up as runner-up, and this was an important experience to know. Okay, there are a few things that you could do better, and where we could invest a bit more, and we could act perhaps in some situations in a different way in order to win the title. And once you've done this, then also a few times, and you know what it's necessary to bring it over the line, of course it helps. And it also it's good for the confidence and for the belief, also for the players, if I'm honest. But sadly, it's also not a guarantee that you will do it again. So you have to prove it each and every time again, and each and every season is different. And just because I've won a few times the title and promotion, it's not a guarantee that we will do this also during this season. So we will have to work very, very hard in order to do the same again. And for that, there is no time for any arrogance or complacency or just being too confident in yourself. So even me, I'm still switch on and focus and ask myself, okay, what can I do better? What do I have to do in the next days? And but experience is definitely a factor that helps. Yes.
And different people are motivated in different ways. Are you one of those people who remembers the disappointments more sometimes than the successes, and are motivated by not experiencing that again?
I think both is important. I think sometimes it's important out of disappointment to take really big motivation. I remember it was like the German and Bayern Munich in the dramatic Champions League final. They lost against a different club in the 94th minute, and it was heartbreaking, because they had one hand already on the title. But the group stick together, and they take another run, and next season they won the Champions League. And it's a bit like, yes, we had also a dramatic last season. So this disappointment you don't want to have again, that you feel, and you take extra motivation out of it.
We had that experience last season.
Also out of the good moments.
One of those, like last season, we had the the moment where we bottled it and then we lost the playoff final. That gives them more motivation as well to push on this season and go up, which I think we will. I have the confidence that we will go up, but I still look at it and look at Burnley and Sheffield United and go, if we wobble a bit, you never know. There's still, we could have a wobble in us, but hopefully not.
Extra motivation out of this. I think both situations are important, to take extra motivations out of disappointments, but also that you want to have this winning feeling back, and that you are greedy to have this again. I think both.
Everyone that's in here, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do subscribe, and like the stream as well. And okay, that's the end. Okay, the press conference just ended. As I was saying, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and like it. And I'll be doing a watch along for the game, of course, when that happens. So the main talking points in what happened in that press conference were, he talked about the team news. Everyone who was available in the last game is available in this game. With Bamford also coming back into team training a bit, which is good. You more options off the bench, different players off the bench. You could change it around it sometimes. I know people don't like Bamford, but I still think he can offer us something in this run-in at the end of the season, and I wouldn't be surprised if he comes up with one moment that wins us a game towards the end of the season. Also on the injury, talking about the rehab of the injuries, with Voba and Ampadu, it's going well, so that's good. We are hoping that they are back but after the international break, and I think Bamford's the same as well. He won't be seen until after the international break, which is it's good that we can have them all. Hopefully, Voba, Ampadu, and Bamford all for the run-in at the end of the season, where all of them could play a part in us getting promoted, hopefully. If you guys like the stream, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to go and make my preview for the game and probably upload that right after. I think I'm just going to upload it now, basically. So probably in an hour, half an hour, that'll be up. So yeah, thanks for watching the stream.